In this section, we will talk about the slope of a line. The slope of the line containing the points x1, y1 and x2, y2 is given by m. This is a letter that represents slope. This is the change in y over the change in x. In other words, the rise over run. And the rise, or the change in y, is given by y2 minus y1. And the run, or the change in x, is given by x2 minus x1. Seeing this on a graph, if these are our 2 points, then the rise is given by what is the change in y, and the run is given by what is the change in x. And that ratio is the slope of a line. For example, let's find the slope of the line containing the points -4, 5 and 4, -1. Let's do this 2 different ways. First, using a graph. If you graph the 2 points, -4, 5 is this point, and 4, -1 is this point. Now, we first want the rise, which is the change in y's. So if you start from y equals to 5, we're going all the way down to y equals to -1. So we're going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. And because we're going down, we will say that the change in y is -6. The change in x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the slope, which is the rise over the run, the rise is -6, the run is +8, so the slope in reduced form is going to be -3/4. This tells us that from our first point, we can go down 3 and over 4, and we will have another point on the line. We can go down 3 and over 4, and we will have another point on the line. Using the slope formula, which is m equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, we can find the slope. So the first point, let's label this as x1, y1. Since it's the first x and first y, the point is x1, y1. The second point is the point x2, y2, since it's the second x and second y. y2 minus y1 is -1 minus 5. x2 minus x1 is 4 minus -4. -1 minus 5 is -6. When you have two negatives in a row, that becomes a positive. 4 plus 4 is 8. So our slope is -6/8. If you have any fraction, it needs to be reduced. So -6/8 is going to reduce to be -3/4. So the slope of this line is -3/4. Notice it's the exact same answer we got by calculating the slope graphically. Here's another example. Let's find the slope of the line y equals to 3. Now for this, let's first graph the line. So you can graph the line using any 2 points. The points I picked were 2, 3 and -3, 3. Remember that if you have the line y equals to 3, the y value will always be 3. You can pick the x's to be whatever you want them to be. So I picked -3 and 2. Now, the slope of the line, notice that we have no rise. We are not going up at all. So when we do rise over run, the rise is 0, and the run, the change in x's, and with these 2 points, we're going from -3 to 2, so we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we have no rise because there is no change in y's. So 0 divided by 5 will be 0. If we use a formula, our 2 points are -3, 3 and 2, 3. Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 3 minus 3 is 0, 2 minus -3 is 5, and once again, 0 divided by 5 is 0. So any horizontal line slope is going to be 0 because with any horizontal line, there is no change in the y values. Therefore, the numerator will always be 0, and the slope of any horizontal line is always going to be 0. Let's find the slope of the line x equals 2. To graph the line x equals 2, remember now in this case, the x values will always be 2. It doesn't matter what we pick the y values to be. In this case, I picked 4 and -2 as the values of y. Looking at it graphically, the rise, we're going from -2 to 4, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The rise equals to 6. The run is a change in x's, but the x's don't change. They're staying constant at 2, so the run is going to be 2. And if you divide by 0, then the result is undefined, so our slope is undefined. To do this using the formula, our first point is 2, 4, our second point is 2, negative 2. The slope is y2 minus y1, which is negative 2 minus 4, over x2 minus x1, which is 2 minus 2. This gives us negative 6 divided by 0, which again is undefined. So whether you use a graph or whether you use a formula, you should still get the exact same result. And the slope of any vertical line slope is 0. Sorry. Undefined. I apologize. The slope of any horizontal line is 0. The slope of any vertical line, as we can see, is undefined.